Everybody, this is Sully for antisocialnews.com, and this is a little rant I want to go on here about some of the media coverage of a few big stories here. The biggest one that's been going on, the Trump phone call to the Gold Star wife, the woman that lost her husband in Niger. This situation is so ridiculous in the media coverage side of things that it just blows my mind, because one of the things that I always say, that this is the reason why I started the body count report on this channel, is I would ask my friends would be going, oh my gosh, this celebrity said this and this celebrity said that and blah 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 blah, and the question was always, okay, but what's the body count? And if they're going on and on talking about a Kanye West rant, or Donald Trump said this or that or whatever, the question is, what's the body count? Is there a body count? No? Okay, then it's not news, right? Well, this situation blows my mind because there is a body count. This is actually because four U.S. soldiers died overseas. And not in Afghanistan, not in Iraq, not in Syria. No, they were in Niger. Now we have senators and congressmen saying, we didn't even know they were there. Well, yeah, we've been fighting Boko Haram. We've been fighting Al Qaeda in Northern Africa and Western Africa, and it's one of those situations where, yeah, we're not talking about the actual. We are talking about a story that does have a body count. Congratulations, good. I'm glad we're not just talking about a celebrity situation, which is my number one complaint with news. But we're not talking about the side of the story that's the body count. We're talking, okay, so here's this massive conflict. Here's the part of the conflict where our guys are there, and then we have this part here right at the very end of that where our guys die, and then we have the phone call. And Trump is not an eloquent speaker. Trump could try to tell you he likes the way you're dressed, and it would be offensive to somebody, if not you. And that would be him saying, I don't dislike how you look. But the way he would say it would be offensive, because if you're easily offended, if you do not like him, if you do not like the man, you will be offended by the way he says it. It's simple as that. If people are honest and they say whether or not they like or dislike someone, and that's the thing, I don't care for him either way. I don't like him or dislike him. So for me, when I hear him say something, I'm like, okay, what's he trying to say? And I parse it up like that, all right? So I'm not a big Trump supporter, but I wind up being a Trump defender all the time, because it's like, what did he say to the lady? He said, I'm on your side, he's a good guy, we're in this together, essentially is what he said. At no point was he saying, he deserved to die, I'm with the people that killed him, and you are my enemy. That's not what he said. He said, I'm on your side. Those were bad guys. He was a good guy. We're both upset about this. That's what he said. Maybe he didn't say it in a good way. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what led to the guy getting killed in the first place, which is why in the body count report, which I'm going to link in the description of this today, I posted a great link in the link list for this. I'm not going to link directly to it because I'm going to shill for my own video. Thank you very much. So, yeah, gonna advertise for my own series, Body Count Report, where I talk about real issues, life or death issues, real human life impacting stories, and exactly for this sort of situation where you watch Americans just get so sidetracked by the celebrity aspect of things. Forget that there's an actual war or a conflict going on. We don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about the celebrity side of this, which is Trump. We don't like Trump. Trump is an a-hole. Trump said this thing. He's disrespectful. And it's like, okay, you're missing the point. You're missing the actual meat of the situation, which is this giant conflict where people are dying in West Africa, in North Africa, in Central Africa. The spread of that group, and let's not talk about. Let's completely ignore East Africa. Let's ignore Somalia and Kenya. I mean, the human life issues that we could be talking about as a country, as a that's the thing. Whenever people talk about the social justice warriors, and they're so upset at the social justice warriors for being obnoxious, and then the response is always, well, if you're against social justice warriors, are you against social justice? And it's like, my outside antisocial take on that is like, all right, well, how about maybe what offends people is not that people want equal treatment for everybody. It's that we here in America are focused on just American issues. Just issues like whether or not Colin Kaepernick has a job, which I got 2 messages from my friends, DC local friends here, sending me messages saying that they're going to black out the NFL. We're going to black out the NFL. We're not going to watch the NFL because Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. Oh, don't you know this is a serious issue? This is the civil rights campaign. This is the civil rights fight. This is our social justice fight. Getting a job for a millionaire. That's not the civil rights fight that I genuinely care about. This is the thing. I can't tell. I don't know if you noticed, but I drive for Uber. Okay, I can't start into my political views while I'm driving Uber. I can't do it. It's a service sector job, and I need to serve people in a way that doesn't offend them. Similarly, if you're playing a game for a living, you're entertaining people. Entertainment is similar to service, is similar to the service industry. Okay? That being the case, you don't make a protest out of your game that you're playing. For one thing, it demeans your protest, and for the other thing, it drags people that don't care about what you're saying into it. It doesn't drag them into caring about what you're saying. It just that's not what they're doing. They're not there for that, and therefore it offends people. People aren't offended by your message. They're offended where you're doing your message. They're not going to their football game to go to a protest. It sort of goes back to my thing about people blocking the road. There are, in Washington D.C. we have the National Mall is a national park, so that people can protest there. The White House outside of on Pennsylvania Avenue, right outside of the White House, is a pedestrian walkway. Civilians cannot drive their cars there because it's for people to be able to go and protest. And the Capitol has a giant lawn so that people can go there and protest. Now, I say that because that's why I hate it when people block the road so much, because holy crap, there's all this area for you to protest. There's all this opportunities that you have for freedom of speech, and you block my road for that. It drives me insane. It drives me bonkers. So, that being the case, we're talking about these issues. We're talking about the Niger situation. And in America, we can't talk about the Niger situation. We can't talk about the fact that we're fighting terrorism there. We have to only talk about an American being offended about it. Okay? You see what I'm saying? You've got the NFL situation is something I just sort of see as a figurative version of people blocking the road because they're offended Americans. And so they're blocking people from just enjoying their game, and instead of just enjoying a football game, they have to deal with a protest in the way of them in their football game. When there's plenty of other opportunities for people to speak out and for people to protest. The situation with the Niger thing, you have people ignoring all these valid, true social justice concerns that are going around the planet. Like, let's talk about the man-made famine in Africa. You got the man-made famine in Africa going on, Africa and Yemen, and we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna ignore all these actual social justice situations where people are dying, and we're only going to talk about people offended. We're going to talk. We're going to ignore Somalia. I mentioned Somalia earlier in this video. In Somalia, we had the largest terror attack in Mogadishu's history. The largest terror attack in Mogadishu's history, and it's not being talked about. Now, that's about 300 dead black people. And that's not on the radar of people who were screaming Black Lives Matter and crying at the thought of Bannon being in the White House and Trump. And yeah, so apparently only American Black Lives Matter, only American Black people matter, even if their lives aren't in danger. If somebody's not listening to an American Black person, that is more important than the lives of 300 African Black people. Like, that's why I'm clearly I'm a social justice warrior. Clearly I am. Clearly I'm a giant SJW. But just, I can't be on board with what we here in America consider to be social justice causes, because it generally is this rich, fat American isn't getting paid enough attention to. And if you don't pay enough attention to this rich, fat American over here, then you're a racist. And it hurts my brain so much, because there's actual people of all races and colors and creeds around the world dying in various civil rights and human rights assaults around the world. And in America, we just talk about what offends people. So there you go. That was my rant on that. I'm gonna end this video here. This is my rant video. Check out my Facebook. I'm gonna post a totally different style of video on Facebook, where I'm gonna do a read of some of the memes that people have been posting about CNN's Apple. This is an Apple ad. CNN, which has been a purveyor of some pretty egregious editorializing in the name of news, and posting things that later turn out to be false as facts, and then having to retract it and even fire some of their reporters. CNN put out this really condescending ad that shows an apple, and it says, "This is an apple. If you think it's," or some people will tell you it's a banana. And they'll even say it over and over again, banana, banana, banana. It's just such a demeaning, pretentious ad, and so ripe for parody. I'm gonna try to make a video on some of these memes that are coming out about it, and some of them are pretty brilliant. So, and just a lot of them are genuinely offensive. I think my favorite point that a lot of people are making is that it's transphobic, which I thought was pretty funny. That was the first thing that a lot of people jumped to was, hey, this is a meme. It's very similar to a meme previously made about about transsexuals, and I don't know if it came out a long time ago, but people are telling me it's an old meme where it's a banana with the word apple written on it, and it was specifically made to mock people who were transgender or transitioning to another gender, and that being the case, it's kind of funny that CNN is I don't know if they've been tricked into posting stupid stuff before, so I'm wondering if maybe this was a long con troll situation, which they wouldn't be strangers of. So keep an eye out for this video. Also check me out on Facebook. I've got AndySocialNews.com, links us straight to our Facebook. So jump on there, give us a like and a follow. And this is me. This is Sully for Andy Social News. This is my newest fruity bandana. It's kind of silly looking. I think this is the silliest one. But you know what? I wear this because of free speech. You know, it's either this or a facial tattoo. Okay, and that's against my religion to get tattoos. So I got to do this instead. All right, whatever. Check out the body count report for today, October the 24th, and also like us on Facebook. Like I said, this has been Sully for Antisocial News. Cheers. Boop, boop.